A perfect world. That's how I began every daydream as a child. In my version, diseases vanished with a flick of a switch, and hunger was nothing more than a history lesson. This idea seemed straight out of science fiction. But then came the revelation. It wasn't just fiction, it could be our future. That realization set me on a path that began with a tiny spark of curiosity. I still remember the first time I saw science come alive. Picture this: vinegar meets baking soda, and suddenly the world erupts in fizz and foam. My 11-year-old self stood there, wide eyed, thinking, this is magic. But was it really magic? No, it was chemistry. What I didn't realize at that moment was that the bubbling reaction wasn't just happening in the cup, it was happening inside me too. It was the moment curiosity took root in my heart. Fast forward to today. I am in 11th grade, and that same curiosity has evolved into something much bigger: a quest for answers. Chemistry taught me to see the world through reactions, equations, and precision. Biology, that's where I found my why. And physics, well, physics humbled me. Let me share with you one of the most profound moments in my journey. Imagine spending hours trying to create one perfectly balanced solution. I failed over and over again. I can't even tell you how many times I thought, maybe this isn't for me. But then, one day, it clicked, like solving a puzzle after staring at it for too long. That was the moment I realized something crucial. Success often hides just beyond failure. If you keep pushing, you will find it. Biology, though, that's where my heart belongs. Have you ever heard of the phrase small but mighty? Bacteria are exactly that. They're tiny, invisible to the naked eye, but they have the power to outsmart us. Microorganisms might be small, but so are we in the grand scheme of the universe. And yet, we've sent humans to the moon, built machines that think, and decoded human genome. Surely, we can outsmart bacteria too. Here's where biotechnology comes in. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to rewrite life's rulebook? Imagine being able to disable a bacterium's resistance genes. It's like pulling out a rug from under its feet. But here's the catch. If we don't act now, antibiotic resistance could claim 10 million lives a year by 2050, according to a 2014 report by Jim O'Neill. That is even more than cancer. Pause for a moment. Think about that number: 10 million. Each person, a child, a friend, a parent. It's not just a statistic, it's a wake-up call. Physics also surprised me. Initially, it was my nemesis, a constant mess of all the equations that made my head spin. But eventually, I realized physics isn't just about formulas, it's about understanding the hows and whys of the world. It's the bridge between the microscopic and cosmic, connecting bacteria to black holes. For example, let's think about medical imaging. X-rays, MRIs, ultrasounds. These aren't just tools, they are lifelines. And they exist because someone, somewhere, asked a question no one else thought to ask. And that is the beauty of science. Science has taught me that it's not about getting all the answers, it's about asking better questions. Speaking of questions, let me ask you this. When was the last time you let curiosity take the lead? As children, we are natural explorers. But somewhere along the way, we start looking at certainty instead of wonder. Science has taught me that it's okay not to know. In fact, not knowing is where the magic begins. There was a moment during my journey when something unexpected happened. Nothing made sense. Data didn't make sense, bacteria refused to behave, and I was ready to give up. But then I realized, I remembered the fizzing of vinegar and baking soda, that little spark of curiosity, that why. And that's exactly when I realized failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. Looking ahead, the possibilities in biotechnology are endless. Imagine a world where diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's are no longer death sentences, or a world where we can grow food in deserts, or a world where we can reverse climate change. Sounds ambitious, maybe even impossible. The most profound lesson I've learned is this. Science isn't for experts in white lab coats. It's for anyone who's ever looked at the world and said, what if? It's for the child watching vinegar fizz, for the teenager struggling with equations, and for the adults daring to dream. As I stand here today, I am not just sharing my story with you. I am inviting you to be a part of it. Science needs dreamers and doers, thinkers and makers. It needs people like you and me. Together, let's imagine a better future and then create it. Because, as I have learned, the most important word in science isn't eureka. It is a question. What if?